Time for our Law and You segment, sponsored by Gieg Jancula. Join with us now. We have the attorneys Michael Gieg and Christopher Jancula.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Good morning on this chilly morning.
It is. Mike, kind of set the tone here of the types of law that you guys practice together.
Yeah, so I handle most of our estate planning, real estate matters. Chris does most of our personal injury, workers' compensation, and Social Security.
Okay, all that kind of stuff. And we were chatting too, of course, with the winter weather. You think of a lot of different things that could pop up legally. We were talking to just yesterday, people driving like everything's normal, following you a little too close. It wouldn't take much for an accident to occur.
Absolutely, yeah, because I had a meeting late last night and was driving home around 9:30, and I mean, people were just right on the back of my car, and it's snowing, and the snow is drifting and everything. So I thought, oh, let's talk about some tips for driving in the
Might
winter
underestimate
snow.
what could happen.
And it's crazy because whenever you are driving in snowy conditions, first of all, make sure that your car is clean from snow and ice. Because you see people that keep snow on top of their car and things. Actually, you can be fined for that.
Okay.
And if that snow flies off and hits my car and causes me to have an accident, so then you're civilly liable for causing that accident, and you would also be criminally liable because of the fact that you can be fined up to $1,000 for not cleaning your car off properly. Also, in Pennsylvania, there is a law out there that for windshield wipers, if your windshield wipers are on, your headlights and tail lights should be on. So I didn't realize this until I looked at it in a little bit more detail. I thought, well, I have daytime running lights. That's good enough. It's actually not. Technically, you should flip it over and turn your actual headlights on unless they automatically come on when your windshield wipers are on, because it's all about visibility, and they want to make sure that they're able to see you from behind as well. And whenever your daytime running lights are just on, your taillights aren't. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, not following too closely. I think I've talked before about in Pennsylvania, there's the assured clear distance rule that you have to have enough room to stop. Well, that even comes in if it's snowy or icy out. You can't just say, hey, it was snowy out, whoop, you know, well then you should have stayed further back.
Because if you rear end somebody, it's always
the person behind's fault. Yes.
And that's like that distance thing. I think sometimes you're just going through the motions and you forget, like, okay,
right,
could be a little icy or anything, you know, someone slams their brake up in front of them. It doesn't take much.
No, it doesn't. And another thing is that bridge freezes before the rest of the road. I actually have a case right now where that happened, and it was rainy / icy-ish, and they were driving on 99 and thought everything was fine, and then all of a sudden went over the bridge, lost control. So I didn't ever even realize that that really happened until I had a couple cases like that. So make sure you take your time with that. And driving too fast for conditions. You think, oh, it's 55 miles per hour. I can drive 55 miles per hour. Actually, whenever it's rainy, snowy, sleety, icy, you can get in trouble for driving too fast for conditions if you are going the speed limit, because you should reasonably be slowing down because of those conditions. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then the other component that makes me think, we just saw people, somebody that you guys kind of know, shoveling your driveway too. That's another thing, people slip and fall. Yeah. You deal with personal injury, things like that. Right.
Now you have a reasonable time to clean off your driveway and everything like that. And yes, that was our assistant's little boy and her father. So a small world type of deal. So make sure that that sidewalk's cleaned off within at least 24 hours, maybe even quicker than that once the snow event stops, so that you can keep it all clean so that people don't fall on your icy and snow conditions and then go after your homeowners.
Yeah. Just too, with the car, like obviously you need more visibility than just a little chunk to see out of.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said, the snow could just easily slide. I've had that happen.
Yes.
I mean, that's why your car warms up and things knock loose.
Oh, yeah. You've got to make sure that all your windows are cleaned off, and so that you have good visibility. And, you know, sometimes if it's not warmed up enough and you try to spray it off, it'll freeze up. Lots of things that, you know, we don't realize until you're already like, uh-oh, now I have a frozen windshield. Now what do I do?
Yeah, I think about that too. And of course, you know, It's always good to give yourself extra time, leave early, so you're not rushing and, you know, getting yourself into those situations too. Because I'm like, this is the last thing I need. If somebody rear ends me today, or, you know, or people, again, like, unfortunately, when they get in the car wrecks, they're upside down in a payment. I mean, it just seems like such a mess legally.
That's right.
With some of these components.
Take your time, slow down, clean your car off.
Mike, anything you want to add to that?
No, that I've been guilty of some of those things where you're rushing and I can see through that little point of my windshield. I don't need it all cleared off. But the big thing was, Chris, we've talked about that before, not cleaning your car off and you're on the highway and things just fly off. And you can be liable for that. So that's a good point.
If it flies off onto somebody else and
it causes an accident, right? So clean your car off. That's a big deal.
It is. I know it's a pain, but we live in Pennsylvania. It's just how it goes. And if people want to reach out to your practice for any legal advice, that kind of thing, how do they do it?
Either call our office at 814-946-1606 or through our website at gieg-law.com.
All right, and you see the law there that they practice there over at Gieg Jancula. If you have a question on any type of legal matter regarding that, you can submit a question here on the show, and they will answer it Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's our Law and You segment. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.